power of being on that platform. You know, not only are you in the cloud, you've got Microsoft backing this technology. It's a multi-billion-dollar organization that's not going anywhere, that is continually developing these tools, continuously improving them, and continuously connecting them with tools that you're used to using. So what we're looking at here is just that Outlook integration with the core ERP platform, and how you can, you know, even your sales team can take advantage of communicating with customers and tying it right into the system.
Yeah, and this is one of those things that all of our customers necessarily aren't shopping for. They're not even really thinking about things like this, and it ends up being one of the things they're most excited about. Maybe they, really were more into the inventory and that's really what they needed. And then they get the system and realize how much of it can be used for every business, right? I highlighted that email right there. You can see it says, please add 2 more of each to this order. And you can see that sales order they put in there is underlined. What does that mean? It's a link. So you get emailed from your customer, please add whatever to this order, right? I click on it, and that's what I did, and I took a screenshot. That's the sales order we were just inside the system. You can maximize that and add right there. Maybe you're a salesman right in front of your customer. We used to have a real problem with that because we'd be traveling, talking with our customers, getting an order and trying to email it to a customer service person or that, and some of the availability to be gone. You know how quick some of this stuff goes. So this, just from an email or inside Outlook, you're able to update that order. Not only just that, you can also see it says contact insights, right? Yeah, go to that blown up one. That's good.
Okay.
Go to there you go. That's just the same picture, just bigger. So we have contact insights too. Didn't really talk much about that, but there is a CRM functionality that comes with this. So you're able to, from Outlook, add to your contact list. Think about the sales manager that leaves and you have none of their contacts, right? They're all on napkins, whatever. Well, this is a way for you to have a contact list that's not in anybody's Outlook. It's inside of Business Central that the whole company can use. They don't have to be a customer or anything, and you can keep track of these contacts, add them to the contact list right from Outlook. Or look at when I click under new, you can add a sales quote, sales invoice, sales order, credit memos, purchase invoice, purchase order. You can create all those from inside Outlook. That's only one example of the Office integration. You saw a little bit earlier me pasting things right into the system. That has to do with the Excel integration. This is Outlook. With every release of the system, they really are closing the gap that's between Office and the system and continue to bring it together.
And we're integrating with Teams now as well. And I don't think we've got that here, but
yeah, Teams. That's another one. Who's not using Teams? I have people are using. I forgot what it's called. The other, from COVID, everybody started using, clients like Teams and that. And so the system's fully integrated with that as well. Maybe you need to have someone look at an order. Well, you can send them a link from the system that'll come right up in Teams. They click on it, it'll go to the order in the system and things like that.
That's awesome. And last but not least, you move this way and you're moving into the cloud. So I can't tell you how many clients, will walk in and they're keeping servers like in the kitchen or in a closet. I've seen, frozen dinners on top of servers, and some customers, not necessarily in this industry, but get out of the closet and into the cloud. So you don't have to worry about that, managing that infrastructure. You've got tools to really update and maintain and have top-notch security. And it's always improving and it's always current.
Yeah, I think this is something that's changed drastically in the last 2 years, namely because of COVID. All those companies that said, oh, we need to get our employees to work at home. And then they had to really go through getting those remote connections and all those things. Where you're in cloud, you just go to any computer, open up a browser and log in. So whether you're at the office, at home, in the airport, it's always, accessible, right? Without needing a whole IT department in that. One of the examples I can say too is that we used to, it's a frugal industry, margins are tight. We realize that. So, we used to not be current all the time. I wasn't going to pay to upgrade to always have the software to the latest version. But then we'd get bit by that because then I'd be 6 years behind and say, well, we want to upgrade now for that new functionality. And maybe it's so out of date, it was like basically buying the software again because we got so out of date and trying to keep up with that. All of this goes away. So when you're really thinking about going to cloud, you got to think about the expense of having those servers, keeping the servers up to date, replacing the hardware every few years and all that, maybe being behind in versions, and that all of that goes away. You're just paying so much per seat, and maybe in the season you got a lot more employees, so you need more employees. So well, you can add those temporary employees to the system, and then when the season's over, back that off again. You cannot do that if you're on premise or actually own the software.
Definitely not as flexible. Now we do have clients who still do have on-prem, and then we can also bring them to the cloud through Azure. But ultimately where the software applications are going now, SaaS and being in the cloud that way is a great value.